Happy birthday, Grandmama. I want to share some of my favorite memories and experience that you've been able to create for me throughout my life. Starting with Lake Burton. I think it's this magical place that you've created for us, for our family to make so many new memories and just spend a really good time together. It also introduced me to water skiing and wakeboarding and tubing, which had been so fun with our cousins and just so much fun. And also Galapagos, which is an amazing experience that a lot of kids don't get to do, which I think is really special that you've created this for me. So, yeah, I just think that's really special. Like, we got to go to so many different areas and see so many new things on this giant, like, cruise and just spend it all with our family, which I just think that's amazing. And also Telluride. And I really, really love Telluride, mostly because it introduced me to skiing, snow skiing, which I actually get to do a lot more now. And I love doing it because I go up, like, a lot. Like, this winter, I've been going a lot. And I think I'm getting pretty good at it. But it's amazing that you introduced that to me, so I just think that's special. And also, the last one is Florida. And that's just a sunny, beachy place that we don't get to see a lot of sun because Washington's pretty bipolar and it's raining all the time. So I think it's really cool that we could have that springy place with a beach and all those areas. And yeah, it's just amazing. We've been able to spend time on the beach with our cousins and our grandparents. And yeah, I just think that's really special. So thank you for creating all of those memories and with us, and it's all because of you, and I really want to thank you for that. It's really special. So yeah, bye.
Hey Grandmama, happy birthday! I just wanted to list some of my favorite memories with you. Starting off with, you have always been the storyteller of the family, and I love that about you. And I've always been known in my side of the family from my parents that I talk everyone's ears off and I have way too many words. But that's never the case with you because I can always talk about anything with you and it could go on for hours. And I just love that because I don't always have like someone to listen to all my words and just take it. And so I love that I can talk to you anywhere about anything for so many hours. And I remember in Lake Burton, we'll always have our days for our conversations, and I'll just sit down and we'll talk on the patio or like the dock, anything. And we'll just talk about random stuff. And I love that because we'll be down there for hours and people will come and be like, hi, like, where have you guys been? What have you been doing? We just been talking, and I love that, and I love our little catch-ups, and I love that so much. The second thing is in Florida, when you guys lived here, you and Granddaddy took me to this amazing fashion show, and you knew how much I loved art and everything about it, everything, the detail, to the meaning, to the look of it. I loved it. And you guys took me to one of my favorite memories of all time, and I will forever love it and cherish it close to my heart, was the fashion show, the recycled fashion show that you guys took me to. I loved that so much, and it was just so cool seeing all of these beautiful women dressed up in these elegant clothes made from recycling, like trash turned into treasure, really. And that was just so mind-blowing, and it just opened up a whole gateway of things, of art and stories that I loved. And I didn't really say it at the time, but man, that was one of the best experiences of my entire life, and it was just so cool. I loved it. Anyways, the third memory that I have with you that is so fun, in Galapagos, we were on the boat and we were all swimming, and I always knew that, like, you were a cool grandma. Obviously, you were the best. And we were swimming, and you started swimming too, and I was like, what? That's crazy. And you just jumped in. I was like, yes. And so yeah, I love that. And you're always down for anything and any adventure, and you have so many stories that I haven't heard yet, and I can't wait to hear them all because I'm always open for some storytelling. And I just wanted you to know that I love you so much, and no grandma or Gma or abuela will ever come close to my grandmama. I love you so much, and you mean the world to me. Bye. Happy birthday. Mwah.
Hey, Grandmama.
Hi, Grandmama.
When I think of our memories together, I just think of how intentional you were with conversation growing up. I think of being in the Ponte Vedra house and swimming in the pool or being on the couch, and you would just come and sit and just ask me like very specific questions about the ins and out of my life at the time, and like want to know all the names of my friends and all the little drama going on that other adults didn't necessarily care about, but were like definitely very important to me. And I remember sitting on the couch and just looking through our yearbook, and you wanted to know who everyone was and the ways they're important to us. And so I just felt like you really cared about like the things that weren't a super big deal but were super important to me at the time in my little like middle school life. And so that was really special to share that with you. So I just think of just having deep conversations and you really caring and taking interest. That was really important to me growing up, which I really appreciate.
I think everybody who knows you, Grandmama, probably feels that same way. I know for me, you really helped teach me the importance of taking the time to really get to know people by understanding what they're going through and what their hopes and dreams are and what it means to really intentionally try to talk to somebody and to get to know them. And I think I talk to a lot of my friends who have had regrets about feeling like they don't know their family members very well who are older than them. And I just feel very blessed that none of your grandkids, neither of your children, nobody who knows you is going to ever have to regret that, because you've always taken the time to really get to know each of us individually. And I know through watching you do that, not only has that been super impactful to me because you always made me feel seen and I felt like I've gotten to know you really well, but I think we've all also like used that in our relationships and friendships. And so I'm really grateful for that too. Lots of really happy memories about that. And on some lighter memories, I also really appreciate that you have always taken the time to put together beautiful and lovely spaces for us to want to be and to create memories. And Mary and I were talking about this earlier, and I remember the condo in Atlanta, and you had special stuffed animals on the bed that were always there, and the little M&M man. Mary doesn't remember.
I hear about it all the time now.
With little mini M&Ms in it, and when we came over, you take it down. It was always on a really high shelf, which now that I am your height, I understand was probably not that tall. But as a child, I remember it just being like way up in the sky, and you'd get it, and that was super exciting. And then at the lake, you know, when I think of you and being at the lake and the home that you've created, I think of your drippy candles. I have drippy candles, you can't see them, but they're around. And they're because of you, and my friends know it's because my grandmother loves these nice candles. And I love them too. And I have those things around in your couch, you know.
Everything you have. No, I was going to say that I really see like how Emma has been so impacted by your love for hospitality and creating an environment that creates like community and comfort. And I see that in the apartment we're sitting in right now. So it's just cool to see that she's inherited that same love that you shared with
Part
us.
of it is because you gave me all of your stuff.
You made it easy on her, yeah.
But anyway, so we both, I know, really appreciate your attention to detail and beautiful things, and just making a place that people want to be, that people feel comfortable in, and people feel restful in. And I really appreciate that about you. And I think I have one more thing. Do you have one more thing? Do you want me to go?
I was going to say that it's also really sweet that we've been able to share the way you've impacted us with our friends.
Yes.
And that you've been so open to invite people who aren't even connected to the family, like, into that space. And even what you're talking about with intentional conversation, I feel like our friends like Olivia and Travis feel like they know you super well as well, just because you're intentional and not even just your family, but the people who are important to your family, which is really cool too.
No, that's super true. And I will say, like, my friends have, for the last few years, have been states away. And so, you know, they haven't gotten to meet both of you guys, but they do all know who you guys are because I talk about you all the time. And when they come to my apartment, I go, "Oh, you like my apartment? This is my grandparents' apartment." But my last thing that I want to make sure we talk about, and I know Mary will have stuff to say about this too, is I am just so thankful for your strength and that we have had you to be such a strong role model of what it means to not only be a woman, but to be a mom and a grandmother and a sister and a woman of God. And I really, really appreciate that, and how strong you are and how resilient you are. And that's something that you're so strong, I didn't even really notice until I got a little bit older, just what an overcomer you are, and how you've encouraged us to be overcomers. And you have a real softness about you, but close your ears, Mom. There's also a significant amount of hard-assery that you possess that I really, really admire.
I don't know if I could say that better, but I think super true to the example you've set of what it looks like to be the matriarch. And just, we have big shoes to fill one day, but you've just been such a good example of what it's like to just bring the family together in love and community.
And how to be dignified yet fun-loving and occasionally a little spicy.
Like telling all the cousins they should skinny dip, which...
Yeah, we do talk about that sometimes.
So confused about that one, but... Anyway,
Yeah.
I couldn't for Uncle Brian to slice this up into little pieces that make sense. But we love you, Grandmama.
We love you, Grandmama. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Grandmama. So glad I get to spend it with you this year and be back in Florida. It's been a long time. I just want to reflect on some of the most important and wonderful experiences and memories that you've allowed us to have. And there's a whole bunch of them. But rather than sort of reflect on these sort of seminal, crazy experiences like the Galapagos or Camp Granddaddy, or all the times you've lovingly accepted my 7-Eleven Arbor Boys to reunion, the more I thought about this, the more I sort of was drawn to the little moments I can expect from you. And it sounds silly, but, you know, just while wakeboarding early in the morning as I'm passing by a reunion, I can look up and expect to see Grandmama waving down at us. If I get a text or an email from Grandmama, I know that when I open it, it will be signed XOXO Grandmama. If I bump into you in the halls of reunion, I can be greeted with, "Hello, grandson." And these all things, they sound so silly, but when they're all put together, I feel like each one of them is a microcosm of how much love you show to us and how special you make us feel. And they're the qualities and the times that I value most in our relationship. And especially as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate them and notice them more and more. And so with that, I just want you to know that I appreciate you tremendously. I love you tremendously. And XOXO, Brennan. Happy birthday, Grandmama.